Welcome back to News Talk. There is so much to do this time of year. Presents to buy, out-of-town travel perhaps, finishing work projects that just cannot wait. It can be a challenge to get to all the things that need doing without feeling stressed. Our next guests have some advice. Kathy Jankowski is a conscious workplace consultant, and Samantha Whiteside is here. She's Chief Wellness Fool for the Motley Fool. Welcome to both of you. Thanks very much for coming in and rolling away here.
Thanks
Good
for
to
having
have
us.
you guys here. This is a time of year where the Hallmark cards say we're supposed to be baking gingerbread cookies, we're supposed to be caroling, we're supposed to be enjoying a really special time of the year. But the challenge, the reality is that there's a lot to do and seemingly not enough time for all the things on our to-do list. And that, Kathy, can mean stress, and that stress can detract from a special time of year that only comes the once.
You know, Bruce, we get hooked by the speed of the season. And as soon as we start revving it all up and we're hooked into all the things that we should be doing, we lose the things that we really value about the season. You know, the colors, the decorations, seeing family and friends. And so stress has a way of taking us out of the present moment.
And the to-do list can spiral. It can grow.
It sure can.
Unexpected things can come up that prevent you from getting to the things you want to do, and that just builds that cycle of I don't have enough time all the more.
Absolutely. We're big advocates at the Fool of making sure to make time for yourselves. It's super important. I'm over top of the wellness program, and I'm constantly reminding Fools, you have the time, take 20 minutes, go down to the gym, use our nap room, go get a massage on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're big advocates of taking care of our people.
At church, they were talking about doing caroling at the metro station after work for people coming off the subway.
Nice.
And then going back to church for hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I thought, what a great idea. That really brings you into the moment. It really brings you into the season. It brings you into communicate, into interaction with other people. It's that you get this sense of surprise of seeing people's faces, you know, when they come up the escalator and there are people singing carols.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't have time to go take part in this, and that's the bummer part. But it's good that the opportunities are there, and you know, I guess the bottom line is take advantage of as many as you can find time for.
Take advantage of as many as you can, but also throughout your day, in the things that you're actually doing, bring a sense of gratitude to this. You know, we actually focus a little bit too much of our attention on the things that aren't going right. If we really look at our day, most things go well. And then if we do something, what Sam said, to take time to nourish ourselves, and that sense of like, oh, I really love this cup of coffee. That's nourishing. Oh, I really love being here with you, Bruce. That's nourishing.
And the feeling's mutual. We wouldn't have you back year after year.
So that's part of it too. Like, and take breaks and do things that really nourish your spirit at this time of year in particular.
And this is something that employers can talk about, can focus on, and maybe here's where we want to segue to conscious living and mindfulness as a more 365 day a year practice. I mean, this is something that employers can preach for everyone's benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. We really don't just focus on stress reduction and management during the holiday season at the Fool. We're constantly focusing on when we have service opens, I'm making sure that, you know, those employees are getting a little bit of extra love. I bring in puppies. I call it Animal Therapy Day. I get to bring in puppies and see 35 and 45-year-olds turn into 4-year-olds right in front of me. So just making sure that, you know, the things that you do have a big impact.
Dogs here have a huge impact. I mean, we're all down there on the floor playing with the dog. So what is it that you're doing? You're a conscious workplace consultant. What do you bring to the table?
Well, Bruce, if we all just go to work every day and just let the stress of that work take our lives over, we'll never really reach the goals that we've set. We won't really act on the mission, intention, and values that we set. And so what conscious workplaces do is they bring attention to intention. And what that means is, who are we? And how do we infuse our entire workplace culture with intention? This is who we are, this is what we care about, and this is how we get from A to B.
Judge Gretchen Rohr is on the line. Do you want to set up why we've reached out to her for this segment?
Well, we've reached out to Judge Rohr because she works in DC Courthouse, and they've actually got some mindfulness programs integrated into the courthouse over there, and some programs in the communities that help formerly incarcerated people bring mindfulness into their lives.
Judge Rohr, good to have you with us. Pick up on what Kathy was just talking about there, if you would.
Hi, yes. So here at the D.C. Superior Court, there's a whole range of mindfulness integration, both what we're doing in our day-to-day, but also so many members of the courthouse are engaged in a lot of community practices, as I am. Really excited that we have what is called a program where it's working on wellness. And this was designed out of there being a full survey of all the employees here at the courthouse as to what were their needs, what is this thing, what are the different steps that we can take as leaders here at the courthouse and the staff and the administrators could to cultivate a work-life balance, and one which really allows for us to come in our best selves every morning back to work.
And so Judge, and then maybe Samantha, talk about some of the things that maybe during the work day you can, some of the things you can do during the work day to bring some of this forward.
Well, at the courthouse, we do have a regular meditation program on Wednesdays. There's a half hour set aside for all employees. We have a specific space set aside. And I hear that this is very unique. Not many other courthouses have it. For me, as a judge, I'm rarely not on the bench at that time. And so what I do, in incorporation of just making certain that I'm setting aside time before I walk through that door and take the bench. I was quite surprised that my training in becoming a judge just a matter of 3 years ago really did overlap with quite a bit of the training that I received in meditation for the past 8 years. It's to take the time to really get a full accounting of what you're bringing to the space. It could be taking a stance. You've heard about those power stances that some folks may take. It may just be finding a space of silence or some movement in your own office or in a hallway space set aside so that you can actually keep your eyes open to what is being presented, be able to listen to the parties as to what they are requesting, not bring your own bias and your own storyline or stereotypes. We're really committed as judges to ensure that we're showing that we are ready to hear and to consider cases according to all of the rights that the parties are before us and not according to anything that we may be carrying into that room.
Samantha, what are some of the tools that you guys have thought about and have shown some results?
Absolutely. We have seen a lot of result from what we call variable workspaces. So we encourage employees, what we call fools. I encourage fools to work in whatever desk space that makes them feel comfortable. So we have vari desks. So a lot of employees have a desk that literally with the touch of a button can transfer to a standing desk. That changes the perception that they are no longer seated. They're much more engaged in their work. They're more productive. They're not only interacting more with the people around them, but they might be burning more calories. We have wobble boards and bike desks. We have treadmill desks. Our CEO, Tom Gardner, is a huge fan. That is what he functions on a normal day. A big proponent for us for 2016, I think, is just going to be the theme of stress less. You cannot function in a completely stress-free environment. That is almost impossible, and that's way too much pressure to put on yourselves. But our theme for our wellness program for this year was just going to be stress less.
Do you encounter, Kathy, resistance? Oh, this seems stupid, or oh, I'm too busy, or
yes.
I don't want to do that. How do you work through that?
It's a 100% opt-in. You can't force someone to de-stress. But the neuroscience behind it is irrefutable. That when we learn to relax, all these other capabilities come online. The ability to focus, to have more clarity, to be emotionally receptive rather than reactive, all the leadership skills that you want to bring to bear, all of a sudden are what you have available, because what you've done is you've relaxed your stress. And as soon as you do that, you activate this whole other capacity. And so in many ways, mindfulness is a way of bringing attention to the sensations, emotions, thoughts, and behaviors that keep you under stress. And then when you bring that awareness, you interrupt those stress cycles and cultivate resiliency and leadership, and you begin to bring more choice and well-being into your life. And this can change a workplace culture completely.
I only have a minute left. How do you work with the novice? How do you get people started down this path?
Well, what you do is you learn to pause and relax, right? And we learn to say, okay, I'm going to, rather than react what's happening here, I'm going to relax and pause and be more receptive about what's happening, right? And do you want to just try it for a minute?
I don't know what I'm trying, but I'm game for anything.
What I'd like to do is, I'd like to do what's called a meta practice with you.
You're not going to hypnotize me.
I'm not going to hypnotize you. And see, this is what people fear in a little bit, right? Like, this is like, are you going to take me over? But actually, we're going to give you more control of your life. And this is the thing that people don't understand, is that we don't have to be hooked by our life. We don't have to be taken out of our places. We get to become who we are and stay grounded, right? So I just want, the other thing about mindfulness is this ability to be receptive. And as I say this to you, I want you to take it in, okay? So people who practice mindfulness care deeply about their relationships, and that's whether they're at home or work or whatever. And what they want for people, and I'm inviting everyone at home to also take this in, right? So take a deep breath, feel your feet, right?
Feet.
And so Bruce, this holiday season, may you feel safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be at peace. Take it in. And how do you feel?
It's a wonderful affirmation.
There you go.
It's the ultimate gift of the holidays.
This is it. And it's right here with every breath and every time we take a pause.
So when you take a breath, take a deep breath, and touch some of those ideas.
Touch into who you are.
Right.
It's your direct experience, right? Right.
Well, you know, there's something I cannot connect with, and there's something I cannot disconnect with, and that's the clock, and the clock has ticked way past our time.
Okay.
But Kathy and Samantha and Judge Rohr, thank you all for some great advice. Thank you all for some great teaching for us to help, not just at the holidays, but all year round. Okay. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, Judge. We're back with more right after this.